I genuinely think this couldn't be better timing. I woke up like genuinely like proud to hear this news. But I want to talk to you guys about a conversation I held with my chat quite literally almost 3 weeks ago on this very topic. And then I want to show off the news outlet that's already reported that Ananta is going to remove all character gacha in their game. And they're going to steer from doing character gacha and instead do things like cosmetics and vehicle customization and so on and so forth. We don't have all the details yet. I will be going out to Tokyo Game Show quite literally tomorrow to talk with them and gain as much information as I can and share it with you guys. But apart from that, just listen to this conversation. It'll make much more sense. And then I want to talk to you guys about how Gacha is dying in a good way. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. What did I say? Get the cooking, Smack.
I think gacha games are already, as we speak, not just because Duet Night Abyss, I've already seen this happening. I think gacha games are slowly stepping away from the quote unquote gacha, guys. I really do. And here's the thing. I can't say stuff to you guys because I have business relationships, but these trips that I've been on, like at the Gamescom and talking with some of these developers, bro, I shit you not, chat. The gacha is getting killed. It's like basically, I think what developers are starting to realize is that they can't get away with the gacha business model with each gacha game that comes out. And because of this, they're now slowly trying to go in to just a mobile game type of monetary system.
It's gotten saturated in this space like big time. And by the way, like I said, this was a conversation on literally September 2nd during a live stream. But what has essentially happened, guys, is with each released gacha game, the space has gotten more and more saturated. And with each released gacha game, nothing has really changed. They've all been in some way, shape, or form identical to Genshin Impact. And they've just put their own twist on them. And so like people are tired of doing the exact same formula, but then still seeing the exact same premium price points. People are tired of losing 50-50s. People are tired of gambling on fucking weapons separate from characters. I've been talking about this at length for a long amount of time. This is actually an interesting topic considering what happened in Wuthering Waves and the talking points I was talking about in Wuthering Waves. Cooked ass community defending the garbage ass monetary practice in that game. But I've always tried to tell people this space has the worst monetary system in all of gaming. And for the longest, I just felt like I was talking to a wall and that all my words were falling on deaf ears. But I think it's so clear that with this new era of gacha gaming that is upcoming, the community, the gacha community is finally fucking waking up, at least in the Western demographic, right? And I actually, you know what? I think it's not just Western demographic. I think it's a worldwide thing because otherwise they wouldn't be changing their models to appease, well, their now new preferred like demographic wants and needs, I guess, so to speak. But the thing that I've noticed is like I spoke with a developer at Gamescom, and I can't disclose them, but they were saying the exact same thing that Duet Night Abyss announced that we have now gotten from Ananta, which once again, we're going to look at that article in a bit. But they were saying, we're considering, they said we're still figuring out what we're going to do, but we don't want to put character gacha pools or weapon pools as our monetary system. They said we're thinking of doing a full-on cosmetic approach, and that's it. And I have told people for the longest that Riot is the ultimate example of cosmetics are all you need to make a ridiculous profit and be a lucrative business model. It's been proven by not just Riot Games either. Like Apex Legends is another fucking microtransaction game where it's purely cosmetics. Fortnite, it's the same exact thing, right? So it's like you don't need this garbage ass 50-50 system and pay to win garbage in order for a game to make you money, right? This is just sheer retardation from the community enabling this, myself included, right? Now, the difference between me and y'all, though, is I make a bag off this shit. No, with all due respect, right? I get a bag, but like, there has never been a legitimate reason for anybody to advocate this monetary system. It has always been garbage and will always be garbage. And I'm so happy to see that gacha games are now turning into just mobile games, which, don't get me wrong, mobile games have their own problems, right? We all know this. But as I said, on the levels of in quality of games, Gacha's at the bottom, then there's mobile games, then there's live service games, right? Then there's GTA, and then there's real games. Although mobile games have their own problems because they are literally the definition of microtransactions, there's still a step, it's still an upgrade, and it's still in the right direction of a monetary system coming from fucking Gacha. So I'm very happy that another title has come out basically stating, and let's go ahead and now look at the article, basically stating that they are removing Gacha from their game, right? Has no character Gacha. That's pretty much the name Ananta. Yeah, I don't need to, it's kind of self-explanatory. Has no character Gacha. It's not just no slip throughs. If you play, you can get all the playable characters, period. There is no weapon banner. You don't need that. And you could tell when you were watching that trailer, it had a very classic gameplay approach to it. It was just one guy doing some Jackie Chan, Shenmue, Yakuza type of combat format. You know what I mean? It didn't look like your typical Gacha game. Swap back 4 characters doing their ultimates. Looks like super fancy visualizations and stuff. It was very classical. It kind of gave off that approach. Surprisingly, this game does not have what is known as a character Gacha. And basically, you can get all the playable characters just by playing the game. So what are the in-game elements that require payment? Mainly the parts that allow players to customize their clothes, vehicles, homes, and more to their liking. First, welcome a character, and once you've grown attached to them, you can enjoy fashion in DIY projects. DIY projects are kind of like setting up your house, decorating your properties, and so on and so forth. An exclusive interview with the devs, and even direct interviews with the characters themselves. If you're interested in this game, be sure to check it out. And so like that's this right here. But you've heard it from Famitsu. There's going to be no Gacha in the realms of character pools. And I do want to clarify that. This lines up with 2 companies I'll be keeping in anonymity when I was at Gamescom that haven't released their games yet. And they were saying the same thing. They were like, yeah, we don't want to do the character Gacha shit at all. We just want to focus on cosmetics. You guys got to understand, this is a new wave. This is a new era. Like, Gacha is dying in a good way. This has always been the better way to run these games, and people who love your games, this is the thing that's always blown my mind about this space. There's such raving fans of the games, right? Sorry, I popped at my fucking alarm for my haircut appointment. There's such raving fans of the games to the point where they're going to support these games even if there's no Gacha. Like, they'll just go to the microtransaction store and deck out their characters and stuff. Like, bro, I've never seen such a rabid fan base the way I've seen it in the Gacha space. It's like clear point evidence. All that extra predatory garbage is unnecessary greed. And I think another thing that makes me happy about this is it's going to highlight just how predatory the pre-existing Gacha games have been. Now, unfortunately, people's brains are fried that are playing these games. And the good news for those companies is the way the world works in this regard is people aren't going to like quit the games. Now, they're still very much going to play them with their fucking sunk cost fallacy investment and their cope that their game is just doing is still like a okay monetary practice. No, the fuck it's not. But it's good for those companies, right? The Kudo games, the Hoyoverse, the Nikkei, you name it. The pre-existing Gacha games, it's not like they're dying because of these new wave of Gacha games that are coming out. I do think they're going to lose a lot of their audiences, a portion of them, as time continues to go on with these new monetary systems. But I don't think they're dying out. It's just not how it works. Like, you have your communities. If that was the case, Fate Grand Order would have died a long time ago. People love to play what they're already playing. They're complacent with that structure and dynamic. And so I don't think that's going to change anything. But I will say there should be some precaution because these companies are also the same companies that were selling you Gacha games, right? Let's not forget that at the end of the day. These companies were selling you Gacha games, the same exact companies. And so you have to understand that now all they're doing is they're coming at you from a different angle, trying to get you to spend the same money, which means they're going to be a bit more strategic in the mannerism of these microtransactions. If they can't get the money out of you through character pools, they're going to try it in a different way. Like, I'm hoping that they just do the League Riot model where before it turned to shit, by the way, where they're just cooking up some really sick looking skins, some really cool microtransaction induced elements that kind of like bring the life of the character out more, makes them pop off a bit more, or just makes them look cool and stuff. I hope they get to cooking in that regard to the point where people just can't stop spending on the cosmetics. Or versus the bad way of microtransactions, where, like I said, it gets in the functionality and integrity of the game's like core gameplay system, where it's like, oh yeah, you wanna play a little bit more? Well, you could go to the shop and buy this to like extend your playtime. Or like, oh, we still got a stamina system and you ran out of stamina for the day, but you could buy some more from the shop. You know, I don't know like how they're gonna go about their microtransaction plans in terms of like you playing the actual core gameplay loop. That is still a concern and a caution that everyone should be aware of. Never like just give companies like just a whole like benefit of the doubt that they're just gonna give you a game and it's gonna be the best fucking gameplay possible with no bullshit involved whatsoever. In short, if it has microtransactions, there's a high chance that that game can have some hot garbage in it. That's all I'm gonna say right there. Now, that's just gonna be my only message of like pessimism and caution. Outside of that, though, this is overall a net positive for the gacha space. I've been asking for this for a long goddamn time. And finally, we're getting a new wave, a new era of gacha gaming, where gacha is dying in a good way. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.